Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist, welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. This is episode 270. We're continuing on with Wilmo Rolf's Supermarket Sweep Challenge. His shopping list is almost entirely crossed out now. We just have to find him a rifle, that's all. As you can see, we've got all his stuff down here that he wanted me to find. We've got his bones, we've got his whiskey, his pumpkin, one piece of cooked meat for him, also a spare one for myself, two sets of chocolate biscuits, his mushrooms, his matchbook, and his fruitcake. Of course, I also decided to add marmalade to that, because, just a little gift, a little present from old Red himself. But, where are we now? We're on, obviously, this island. What we need to do is just keep searching, see if we can find that rifle, and we need to look for big buildings, because big buildings are where we're going to get the really interesting gear. Because the problem with these towns is, I'm pretty sure you don't really get anything in the towns. It's just the big buildings where rifles tend to spawn. So we just need to keep looking, don't we? But in the meantime, I'll just look in here in case there's any food or useful gear that I can pick up. Which, usually there is. Torches, don't need those, I've already got one of those. So I hope you guys are all doing fine out there. That's a bit of additional ammo, so I'm now pleased. Which is good, since I used up a load of shots in the last episode, killing off that scarecrow to get the pumpkin. Birds, have you seen any rifles in this vicinity? Or have you seen any big mansions where rifles might be found? I don't know. I'll have to keep searching. Or maybe go to another island. That could always be the solution, couldn't it? It could indeed. Alright, we'll tell you what, let's start heading back off in this direction. And we'll see where we're going. So, actually, whilst I'm going over there, how are you guys all doing? Of course, as I say, hope you're all doing very, very well. It's actually something interesting actually that I wanted to talk about last episode, but I didn't. Because obviously this is, Supermarket Sweep Challenge. Supermarket Sweep was a game show back in the day, like the 80s or 90s, whenever it was. And that actually got me thinking about a little topic of conversation about TV game shows that I kind of recall from my childhood. I can recall quite, a huge number of different ones. Obviously, I don't really recall Supermarket Sweep so much itself, because I think, I don't know, maybe that wasn't one that I really encountered all that often, but there were others, There were various others that I can recall. Wheel of Fortune, actually, was one that I do kind of remember fairly well, with all its very shiny lights and very bright, gaudy colours. So I remember that one vaguely. What else do I remember? I can remember the old days of when Chris Tarrant used to present Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was one of those shows which, I don't know, I always thought it was a bit boring, a bit dull, just because it was kind of a bit slow-paced. It wasn't too bad if you had a fairly knowledgeable contestant who, when you'd always get that one contestant who would take absolutely fucking ages to make a decision on what answer they're going for. And the problem with that is, of course, he just slows the pace right down, doesn't it? That's the issue. So yeah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I remember that. I remember that time when, what was it? Who was that guy who once went on to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and he scammed the show? And or rather, he tried to con the show. He basically, tried to cheat. He tried to win by cheating. What was his name? Was it Ingram? Something like that? Charles Ingram? Was that it? Was that his name? I can sort of still picture him, even though it was frickin' years ago. So he was there. He tried to kind of cheat the show. There was that. Because I think he had someone sat either in the audience or or someone else on the contestants' bench who, whenever the correct answer came up, would cough. I mean, it was such a stupid way of friggin' trying to con the show, because it's so fucking obvious. But, yeah, he tried, he got caught, and he fucked up. But yes, there was that. I don't know, it was just a little digression all of a sudden. All the game shows do I remember from my childhood. So, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Wheel of Fortune, actually one that I do remember is the Generation game. I remember that one. Back when Jim Davidson used to present it. I mean, I say I remember it, I can vaguely remember some of the stuff. In fact, I think the only thing I can actually remember from the Generation game with Jim Davidson was when they would bring out the contestants, and usually one of the running jokes that Jim Davidson would always do on the show is it would play the sort of dun 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 music like that, and then he'd go, wait a minute, who does this person look like? And then it'd come up with a kind of stupid photograph of maybe an animal or an object that the contestant, quote unquote, looks like. And the only one, which is kind of weird that I can remember, was this guy who once came on, and I don't know why, but he showed a photograph of himself when he was a kid. The problem is, this childhood photograph of himself, he had really kind of protruding ears, really big ears. Well, of course, Jim Davidson and the crew of Generation Game had an absolute field day with that. And when they did the da-da-da, who does he look like joke, the picture that came up was a picture of a wing nut, the sort of thing that you'd screw down with little wings on it. And for some reason, that's the only thing I really remember all that much from the Generation Game. Don't know why, but that's it. Oh man, so was that. What else was there? I can vaguely remember some of the stuff that Bruce Forsyth used to do even. The Price is Right, things like that. Such and such a person, come on down. Yeah, and all that. So I remember, I think it was The Price is Right, wasn't it? He had that big wheel that you spin, and you have to be lucky and hope that you get a fairly high number on it, or whatever it was. Not a wheel like the one in Wheel of Fortune. The one in Wheel of Fortune was a big sort of wheel that lay flat and you span it sort of sideways. Now this was one that was stood upright, big blue wheel, and you pulled it down, spun it round vertically. So there was that. Bruce Forsyth, Price is Right. Yeah. There was that. What else was there? I'm trying to remember, and now I can't. I can't. I genuinely can't really remember many other quiz shows, TV game shows from my childhood. I'm sure there were some. I just can't. They're just not springing to mind. I mean, obviously, more recent times, game shows on TV at the moment. There's a whole freaking plethora of them. Like Pointless, The Chase, things like that. Yes. Pointless with the dynamic duo of Alexander Armstrong and Richard Osman. What a pair they are. Okay, right. We need to look around, obviously, for big games. Big games. Big buildings, even. Not big games. What am I talking about? There is a cottage over there. I doubt there'll be a rifle in that, though. See, like I've been saying in this challenge so far, the rifle is the kind of odd one out on this list. The one that may be fairly difficult to find. But we'll have to see. Ah, yes. But let me know in the comments, everybody. Any good TV game shows that you guys like to watch out there? Or ones that you remember from your childhood, which you haven't seen in ages? I'm sure there probably are. Is there anything in the shed? Doubt it, yeah. Bloody hell. If we don't find this rifle soon enough, poor old Wilmo's mushrooms are going to be going slightly off before we can get them to his fridge. Don't worry, Wilmo. We'll get this complete soon enough, I guess. I haven't bought mushrooms from my local supermarket in a while. Maybe I should. The thing is, as when I record this, it is the 27th of October. It's an afternoon, and of course the weather at this time of year is starting to turn. It's getting chillier and chillier. And I'm getting more and more of a craving for winter foods and winter meals now at this point. See, I was just nipping out to my local supermarket this morning just to pick up a few extra bits and bobs, a few extra groceries, as you do. And essentially I was basically in one of the aisles where they have all their packet sauces, and I bought myself a couple of packet sauces for a chicken casserole mix, because I haven't had a good casserole in a while. That's the thing, I got my big casserole dish, and casserole is really easy to make. You just throw together a few nice ingredients, cook it for a good long while, and it should be good. Right, there's a mansion over there and there's a pub over here. So, God, did I just burp then as I was talking? I'm very sorry. This is very uncouth of me. Jesus. Well, these assholes are going to be a bit of a problem, aren't they? Look at them all. What should we get? Seriously. How many of them are? There's about 4 of them. Jesus. I'm so tempted to just take them out. But then again, you know, I've got Wilmo Rolf shopping on me, so I don't want to, in case it ends up, you know, just abandoned in the middle of the British wilderness. Alright, boys and girls. Right. I am probably going to need to take them out if I want to examine this here. Can I hit him from this angle? No, I don't think I can. I mean, he can hit me, though, that's the only thing. Get out of here. Get out. Alright, let's just... Fuck it, we'll take him out. Wait, come here. Fucking die already, you bitch! Oh, shit. Oh, he's down. Oh, no you don't. Strafe. Ah, bitch. Please. Okay, I might take your shotgun, just so I've got an extra weapon on me. Because, my goodness, I'm running out of a lot of roll... and he said Rolfer ammo then. It's because I had Wilmo Rolf on the brain. My Wilmo Revolver ammo. There we are. Right, you. What do you got? You got shotgun shit? I'll take your shotgun shit. Boy. Boink. There we are. 6. That's the hotkey it's now bound to. Okie doke. Right, we need to eat actually to get some of my health back up. After that little confrontation. Rifle! There we go! Wilmo Rolf, you now have your rifle. That is a full shopping list that we managed to get there, right. It's only got 1 round in it, Wilmo, so I hope you're okay with that. But if I do see any ammo on the way back, you know, as I return to the Standing Stones to deliver your shopping, then very well, I'll take it. Let's unload that bad boy and put that there. Oh, yes. There we go, isn't that fantastic? So we don't, you know, need to go to any of the other islands. We can just head back to the centre and we'll be fine. But first I want to check out this friggin' mansion, though. Just to see, you know, is there anything in here in terms of maybe rifle ammo? Just, you know, what's the purpose of buying a gun if you don't have ammo for it? So there might well be ammo in this building, so I don't know. It's worth checking, I guess. Here we are. Oh my god, there's a lot of matchbooks in there. You know what, Wilmo? You can have all the matchbooks. We'll buy you some extra ones. Even though the challenge, you know, even though the parameters of the challenge stipulated we only need 1 matchbook, we'll get you an extra 2. You know, friggin' 3 for the price of 1 and all that. Yes, well there you go, Wilmo. You can have that. Oh man, I'm so tempted to just fill my inventory now with shit. And just, you know, extra shit for you, Wilmo. Because I was at the shop and I decided to get some impulse buys. You know, I can be a bit of a devil sometimes for impulse buying at shops and things like that. Is that a door? That's a window. What am I doing? Fucking hell, Red. Jesus. Get it right, why don't you? But yeah, I can be a bit of a devil sometimes for impulse buying at supermarkets. I see something that looks good, and I think to myself, oh, gotta get that one. What about mints, Wilmo? Do you want some mints? We'll get you some mints. You can have some mints, there you go. I'm gonna ditch... Shall I ditch the axe? Yeah, I don't think I will, actually, no. We won't do that. Okay, would you like a candlestick as well? You know, just go on your mantelpiece, or maybe a teapot? Okay, fine, we'll get you a candlestick and a teapot as well. You can have those. Yes. Extra stuff, you know, extra stuff that you didn't ask for, but I'm getting it for you anyway, because, you know, everybody loves a teapot, right? Especially a nice decorative one. Lovely. Something for your table, Wilmo, to add a bit of stuff to it. Would you like an alarm clock as well? Here, have an alarm clock too. In fact, actually, no, we won't give you an alarm clock. Actually, no, we've already got an alarm clock up there. We'll give you the one I had. In fact, actually, what we'll give you, maybe, I don't know, hold on, let me just think about doing some inventory management here. I'll get you some weed killer as well. You can have a bit of weed killer, just so, you know, because, you know, Wilmo Rolf, we know that he loves his gardening. That's what we're going with, everybody, right? He's never actually said anything to that effect, but you know what, I'm just going to assume you like gardening. And by gardening, I mean I assume you love getting weed killer and just going around the edges of your lawn, killing all the weeds. So we get some weed killer, you know, everybody loves weed killing. Who doesn't? Other than people who don't love weed killing. But then again, people who don't love weed killing are all weird. So yes. You'd better be grateful for it, Wilmo. I mean, after all, you know, you just set me a non-existent budget for all those items that you put on that list. All this extra stuff I'm getting, you know, this is coming out of my own pocket, lad. Yes. Costing me a bombshell, this. Bloody hell. Well, that was an interesting line of discussion that I just went off on for no apparent reason. Right, so now it's just a long journey back to the Standing Stones. And by long, you know, it probably won't take very long at all, will it? Jetty's off over in this direction. So if we get over here, we should be right. Okay, so overall this won't be a very long episode, I don't think, but you know what? Doesn't matter. It's a nice way to wrap up the old supermarket sweep challenge. Old Dale Winton would be proud of us for managing to get all the items. I mean, not that we were timed or anything here, but yeah. You had to go around and get so many items in such and such an amount of time. Was that not the deal with old supermarket sweep? I mean, I don't even know. As I've said several times now, I didn't really watch supermarket sweep back in the day. Didn't really watch it, so I don't really know too much about it. Okay. So we're just a stone's throw away now from the standing stones. So don't you worry, Wilmo Rolf. Hold on to your butts. All three of them. Because we're about to get your shopping to you. But first, actually, let's just check out and see if there's anything else we could buy from here. I mean, no, we've already got a teapot. What am I doing? I mean, my inventory's full. I can't even freaking hold on to anything more, so I don't know why I'm trying to buy more. Flipping hell. Flipping heck, even. Oh, if only someone gave me a bag for life. Ooh dear. Ah. Okay, there's the standing stones. I see it in the... Oh, what the... Oh yeah, it's still got the arrows above it. Whoops, I forgot to actually clear those, didn't I? Never mind, well, we can just ignore them. Okay, here we go, Wilmo Rolf. So, to review, we have all of your shit. We have your bones, your whiskey, your pumpkin, your matchbook, plus 2 extra ones, 3 for the price of 2. Your 2 sets of chocolate biscuits, your mushrooms, your fruitcake, your rifle as well. So that's all the stuff you asked for, but I also bought you your cracked teapot, a new teapot for your tables, a candlestick for your mantelpiece, some mints, a bit of marmalade, and I got you some weed killer, because I know you fucking love weed killer and all that. Well, there we go, everyone. That was the supermarket sweep challenge. I hope you all enjoyed this very laid-back little challenge, I'll give it that. That wasn't actually too difficult, was it? Maybe I'll do this challenge again sometime, except I'll set myself maybe a more complex shopping list. In fact, actually, I mean, having said that, last episode I also mentioned that I had thought up a challenge idea of my own, which I might do next. So that actually might be a good one to do, good opportunity to do something more challenging. So, hope you all enjoyed then, everybody. If you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links down below as usual, along with a link to my propagandist channel where I do various anime-related shenanigans. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can go check it out. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment below, maybe share the video with your friends on social media. If you're not doing so already, why not subscribe to my channel? But in the meantime, thank you everybody, and keep shopping, I guess. Goodbye all. I feel like if I have you with me, I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. When she said that, she maintained a normal composed attitude, but earlier, for just a second, I thought I spotted an instance, I should say, of emotion. And I don't think I was imagining it when her cheeks showed just a hint of red. Can I maybe get a quick peek behind the mask and get a glimpse of her real feelings?
Hey.
Why'd you remain silent? Do you have an answer for me? Yes. Oh, yeah, that's Makoto. Yes, I look forward to working with you, you lovable old bugger.
Indeed.
I took Kyoko's gloved hands in mine, and someday I'd like to find out what's under these gloves. I couldn't predict where my connection with Kyoko would lead me. It was impossible to say, but what I did know is that I had the unwavering desire to find out. Hey, got her underpants as well. Nice.